and have them all. While I finish the carrots and the green beans. Hey, how are you?
Guess who gets to sign back on to work after this is done?
Me? Me too!
I've hit 12 hours today, and I have more to do.
Yeah, I have that feeling.
Hi. Technology.
Oh, thanks.
Now that's my kind of music. Welcome everybody to Workup number 5. And if you are feeling a little lost around the cockpit, don't be afraid. We're doing things a little different tonight. It's been a great few days. We've seen so much progress. We've had Real ATC on. I've been able to figure out my speeds. I've been able to figure out my turn radius. I've been able to start navigating. We've gotten plans together. We've run checklists. I want to thank my right seat man, my co-pilot Alec Lindsay, who's truly the real pilot between the two of us. And we've done really well. What's happening tonight? Well, let me share that with you. Well, there we go. Tonight, I want to take a break. And how I take a break is trying something new. Trying something different, maybe getting a little break from the ordinary. So, ladies and gentlemen, you may recognize this incredible profile, this beast, this patriarch of the skies. This is the Concorde, lovingly created in digital by a individual who I bought it from them, but I don't know their name. Let me suffice to say that the first 2 pages of the instruction manual that I read were apologies to his family and friends for all the time he spent creating this aircraft and all the time he spent ignoring his friends and family. It is an incredible achievement and a little scary, to be honest with you. So what we're going to do today is change up the game just a little bit. We are going to take off from Boeing Field. We are going to try to use some of what we've learned. But God help us all, I am flying the only civilian aircraft that has afterburners on it. How good could I possibly be? We're going to find out. All right. So my friends, FLT members who are with me tonight, Caitlin, Chelsea, hello. Welcome to the show. You could, let's see, unmute and unmute. All right. Sorry about that. You should be all set. Oh my God. Why can't I unmute you guys? What's going on? Are you guys muted? I'm trying to unmute you.
Charles, we muted ourselves.
I see.
It's a two-way street, the unmuting.
Why do I even try
On
to
Zoom meetings.
Why do I even try to manage people? They manage themselves perfectly well. What can I say? Well, it's good to have you on the show. Alec Lindsay, our right seat officer, has very wisely decided to not come to tonight's workup. So we're going to try this ourselves. Okay, let's talk about what has to actually happen here. There are a couple of things that are very important to know about the Concorde. The first of which is that it, like many other aircraft that go as fast as this one does, the Concorde being a jet aircraft, the biggest problem that I'm going to have is that it goes faster than my brain can go. It's going to be 20 miles downrange before I even realize what's going on. And I'm going to have to think a little bit ahead of this aircraft if I can. I don't think it's going to be easy. So to do this, we're going to use just a little bit of the old pre-planning magic and try to pick up some ideas that I came up with around IFR flight. And we're going to use a couple of departures and hopefully an approach that'll get us back home the best we can. All right, hang on just a second while I... Goodness gracious. Okay. All right, so we could see the for-flight system in front of us here on the stream. So the Concorde is going to take off from KBFI. We're actually going to take off southbound. And so we're headed toward the mountains. So if we head straight southbound, okay, we'd go to Mount Rainier. Now, let me just give you an example, just a small example of how fast the Concorde can go. I'm going to tell this wonderful little program I want to go from KBFI to Mount Rainier. You see, I've just put it as a waypoint. Do you see that? Okay. Now it's telling me 22 minutes and 45 nautical miles in my Diamond DA40. Okay? Now the Diamond DA40 can cruise at 139 knots. Now assuming that's ground speed, it's going to take me 22 minutes to get there. Now the ground speed of a Concorde, if I'm flying at Mach 1, is going to be 1,000 nautical miles per hour. So if I was traveling from here to Mount Rainier at full Mach 1 supersonic, it would take me 1/10 of the time, or 2 minutes. So by the time it takes me to talk to you, we'll be at Mount Rainier. This is not going to be easy. Let's assume for a second that we want to fly south and we want to land from the south. We'll make Mount Rainier our first waypoint. Sounds good. Then we're going to take a left-hand turn. Now, at the speed that we're going, I assume a left-hand turn is going to take about this long. We'll be at Stampede Pass before we know it. So we're going to go to Bander. See? Perfect. Now we're going to go back north. I think the right time to turn is at Arlington. And then we'll land back at KBFI. Now let's look at the nav log here. From Amiki to KBFI is 19 minutes or 40 nautical miles. I'm not sure whether we can actually get where we need to get in 40 nautical miles, whether we can descend enough and do all the things we have to do, but I'm going to give it a try. All right. So the first thing we want to do is we want to talk to our engineer. We tell our engineer that we need to start this aircraft. System startup, please, Mr. Engineer.
I totally forgot this has a flight engineer.
It does. I mean, he's invisible, but I think that's actually just part of the magic.
Yeah, there aren't many airplanes that you would fly with a 3-person crew anymore.
Not anymore, no. This one would be one of them. Now, what you all saw there is you saw the nose and the visor come down. You see the nose drooping there on the right? That's to give us a little bit more visibility so that we can actually taxi this thing. I have direct control over the visor and the nose here using this bad boy, and once we get up to supersonic velocity, we'll want to raise the nose and raise the visor to protect ourselves from Mach shock. So it's there's a whole thing to this. I'm not claiming that I know how this plane works, but I'm saying that I've played with this plane once before. We're going to see how it goes. We're just listening for the flight engineer to get his basic checks and things done. Look at all these gauges. Look at this incredible aircraft. This goes way beyond a 6-pack, doesn't it, Chelsea? This is like a 24-pack.
Yep, and do you want to know an interesting fact about the Concorde at the Museum of Flight?
Yes, I do.
It was purchased for £1 by British Airways from Air France.
How did that happen?
He was a hangar queen, and so all of the British pilots hated the orientation of the instruments because they were French, because the airplane was for Air France and not British. So it's got the fewest number of flight hours on it of any Concorde in that had been in service. And there's also a couple of surprise little Easter eggs on the outside of it too, if you're ever at the museum.
Really?
Yep.
I find this very interesting. All right, Mr. Engineer, let's take a look at systems say normal. It is time to start the engines. All right, we're watching our... Okay, exhaust gas temperature is starting to go up. It looks like he starts engine 3, then engine 2. So interior starboard, interior port, exterior port, engine 1. And exterior starboard. All right. Okay, admittedly, this is very different than what we've been doing before. So for those that dialed in to see me fly the Diamond DA40 again, I'm sorry to disappoint you. This is just a whole different experience today. I felt like a palate cleanser. This could end terribly badly. All right. We have idle RPMs on all engines. Oh yeah. We're spewing smoke.
You're not helping global warming there, dude.
Would it help if I turned off like one of my engines?
Yeah, aren't we supposed to be like restoring all the like carbon emissions that we sank out into the world with COVID virus?
You mean like, I was going to say, like, the world's demand for oil has stopped, but not on this plane it hasn't. All right. Well, with this...
I'm really curious what the checklist was for this thing, turning it on.
You'd have to ask the engineer. I just drive it. I just point the nose where I want it to go. I know that's not how pilots really think. I know.
This guy did a fantastic job on the cockpit. It looks fantastic.
That's why there was 2 pages of apologies.
I'm not kidding.
One was not enough.
And I'm not kidding either. He really did. It was this big apology to all his friends and family for spending all this time on this aircraft. I felt really bad about it.
It's gorgeous, and it would be fun to compare it with the 360 tour of the Concorde that the museum has online right now.
That would be something, wouldn't it?
Practicing my strategic product placements.
Ding, ding. All right. Well, here's the deal. I'm here assuming...
Approaching runway 14 right.
I'm here assuming that we've got clearance to take this thing off. I mean, everybody can see this.
Entered runway 14
Everybody can see
right.
this thing on the runway.
9,800 feet remaining.
This is the only game in town, so I think we're going to be okay.
Are you at least on the long runway?
God, I hope so. Now you're making me nervous. Let me tell you another thing. I don't actually know how to lower the flaps on this thing. I tried to find it last time and it didn't work. So I'm not going to worry too much about that because I've actually tried this approach. I've actually tried this departure before. And what I've discovered is as long as you take off with afterburners, you're going to be fine. Don't worry about it. So here's what we want to do. Remember, we talked about thinking ahead of the aircraft, right? So when we take off, We want to gun it. We want to afterburners. We want to climb out. We want to sustain max climb, and we want to be able to point at our next destination, which is Mount Rainier. Now, you'd think we'd be able to see it. Actually, you can. There it is out in the distance. But let's get our magnetic heading. 140 magnetic. So once we get off the ground, we're going to establish on 140 magnetic. So I'm actually going to set my heading to 140, and I'm also going to set my altitude. Look at how fast this goes. Every time I run this thing around, I'm going up another 10,000 feet. 35,000 feet. Why not? All right, who's ready to go flying? All right, let's do this. We're going to take a look at the outside when we do this. Yeehaw!
Airspeed building. 100 knots. Power set. V1.
We have V1.
Rotate. V2.
Whoa, easy.
Positive climb. 250 knots.
Right, here we go.
Warning. Throttle back or climb. 350.
I'm already going past maximum speed for this altitude. Oh my gosh. I'm past VMO. Oh. There we go.
3,000 feet.
Let's see what kind of climb we can attain here. So right now we're at 6,000 feet a minute. Sure, that seems good. So I'm going to go ahead and press altitude acquire. And
5,000 feet.
track
Consider
heading.
noise abatement procedure.
Autopilot 1, autopilot 2. No, that's the wrong heading. Stop that. Stop. All right, heading hold. Let's see, heading 140. Oh. 140. Is it 140 or is it? Yep, 140. All right.
Mako overspeed warning.
We're back.
Back or climb.
We're back to VMO again.
Mako overspeed warning. Throttle back or climb.
Also, I need more.
Should I change it?
I need way more VS, please. All right. Let's climb a little bit more, shall we? Ooh, cool. There's a thing that says max climb. I'm going to hit that.
Autopilot off.
I am having the worst time with this autopilot.
Feet.
There we go. I want more throttle. It's very hard to control, unfortunately.
I can't imagine this being an aircraft that's easy to fly in the real world either, though.
Oh no. No, I don't think it is. But I'm just impressed as heck by it, you know?
I mean, it's just kind of one of those super novel airplanes. Like, who doesn't want to fly in a passenger airplane that goes faster than the speed of sound?
I know. I'm definitely ready to give that a try. We're still climbing like
Put the nose up.
yeah, I think we're ready to bring it up. I'm not going to bring the visor up, but I'll bring the nose up first. So, we bring it to this setting right here. Here it comes. And then what we're going to do is, as soon as we get ready to transition into supersonic flight, I'll bring the visor up. Holy cow, we are really, really moving. In fact, we're moving way, 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 way too fast. I need to keep climbing.
What's your altitude?
It is 16,000. We are nowhere high. We are nowhere high enough yet. I want to be up above 30,000 here. Ooh, that is... First of all, that is some angle of attack. We're taking a real big bite out of the air there. By the way, we're at Mount Rainier. That happened. Like I told you, it was going to happen before you knew it. All right, I'll tell you what. Because we're actually losing. We're actually losing altitude because we're actually partially stalling out. Unbelievable. $20,000. All right, so I'll set that. AP1, AP2. All right. Heading hold, vertical speed to 0, 21,000. All right, let's take a look at where we're at.
You've got a very lovely view of the mountain.
It is nice, isn't it? I don't particularly like the fact that I've got to point my nose up to stay where I'm at. That's not great.
You're still climbing significantly.
I'm not seeing that. I'm actually seeing that I'm starting to fall down. In fact, it feels like I'm falling out of the sky right now.
It's interesting because that's not what your flight level gauge says, and it's not what the picture says.
Very strange.
Because your flight level is still saying you're climbing.
I'm turning the auto.
Pilot off.
I'm turning the autopilot off, and I need to take direct control of this aircraft.
Mach overspeed warning. Throttle back or climb.
Oh dear.
If you're falling, your nose would be in the black.
Sync rate.
I
Sync
see
rate.
that. Truly, I don't understand if I'm going 350 knots. Why I'm sinking so fast. This is fascinating and terrifying all at the same time. See that? It doesn't actually want to... It doesn't actually want to fly.
That's really interesting that it doesn't want to fly level.
I know. You know what I'm wondering? I think I have it. I think I know exactly what's going on. Take a look at the Mach meter. Do you see it below the airspeed?
You at Mach 2?
No, I'm at Mach 0.42. But the white arrow indicates my Mach level.
Oh, I see it now. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Got it.
Now the checkered arrow indicates sort of like maximum Mach, like do not exceed Mach for this altitude. Okay.
Yep,
But
got
there's more. AFT and FWD are two small like shoulders. Do you see them?
I think so.
Yeah, they're around the edge of the Mach meter. Do you see that?
Yeah. Okay, I see that now.
Okay.
Yep.
This has to do with the center of gravity of the aircraft. You have to actually balance your operating Mach with the center of gravity, which is based on how much fuel you have left. And so
Transition altitude. Nearest altimeter. 2983.
when I started going too fast or too slow, I actually started interfering with the center of gravity of my aircraft. And so it starts going crazy. This is incredibly dangerous. And the reason I think this is happening to me and it hasn't happened before is because I cut my fuel down to like 1/4 of like total fuel. I don't think the Concorde is meant to go for short hops at all. I think unless you fly...
I mean, the intent was transatlantic, wasn't it, Charles?
Oh, of course it was. Yes, of course that's a very smart thing to do with an aircraft like this. What I believe might be happening here is that the way the aircraft is actually set up is if you actually drain 3/4 of its fuel and decide you're going to go joyriding with this thing, it's really not balanced for it at all. What it expects is that you're going to be burning 3/4 of your fuel going in a straight line waiting to get to the other side of an ocean. Now, that said, I think I have it. By George, I think I've actually got it. Oh God, no I don't. Oh no, I don't.
Throttle back or climb. Mach overspeed.
Do you see how quickly it decides it doesn't want to play ball with me?
Yes, you have to manhandle it, but I would get out of the
Sync rate.
mountains
Sync rate.
first.
I'm working on it. It operates in such so I have control of it again. Because I'm out of the imbalance zone. But I must tell you, it's very, very difficult to control this thing. So the best I can do is point it northward again. Okay, so see, my mock is about to go cattywampus again.
You're dropping in speed.
Yep, and I'm
Destination ATIS is 127.75.
I'm pushing the throttle, and I'm trying to pour more fuel on it, and I'm trying to drop the nose so I can recover more speed so I can get it back out. There we go. We've recovered. We're recovered out of the bad section, so I have control of the airframe again.
So basically what you're learning is it's very unstable within a specific set of conditions.
I believe that is what I am discovering. Yes.
Yay, physics.
Oh my God.
You should try an SR-22 if you want to go fast but have something stable.
Sync rate.
It's a good
Sync
idea.
Rate.
I like that. But on the other hand, we have made our bed and we must lie in it.
Overspeed warning. Throttle back or climb.
Oh dear.
Overspeed
Mode on.
Oh.
back or climb.
Oh dear. The little British man is upset at me again.
We can't hear that at all.
Oh. Overspeed warning. Overspeed warning. Throttle back or climb.
So climb.
You got it. Hang on a second. While we do this, I at least want you. We haven't broken mock yet. I at least want you to see the visor. There we go. It really doesn't help you see anything. In fact, it's quite the opposite. You know what I'm going to do? Mock hold. There we go.
Is ForeFlight giving you fits?
My God, I haven't looked at it.
Sync rate.
I haven't looked at it
Sync
in
rate.
20 minutes. It is complaining about sync rate. That's for sure. Hey, I got a new subscriber. Welcome to the stream. Sorry, I think. Okay, now that I have mock hold on, I'm actually able to manually keep it within the performance parameters so we can actually start navigating here. So let's take a look real quick. We want to go to Amiki, which is 311 magnetic. So we're going to start a turn. And we'll try to do altitude hold. Oh,
Autopilot off.
stop that. Jerk. Altitude hold.
Well, if the mechanic on Alaska could take an airplane and fly it, I believe you can land this thing.
I'm gonna try to land the Concorde. I am. Despite it, I love this aircraft. It's so cool, but I'm learning so much more I never intended to learn about center of gravity today. I'm going to take something good out of this lesson, I swear. Okay.
is the lesson that the Concorde is not meant to fly to Mount Rainier and back from Boeing Field?
I absolutely believe that's one of the lessons, yes. Now I will say, I'm eyeing this auto land button here. That looks helpful. All right. This is 311. Coming right up. Let's take a look at ForeFlight so everybody can see what's going on here. We've been flying for 20 minutes and I nearly made it to Yakima. Also, if anybody is hanging out in these mountains, they're getting one heck of a show. Here I come!
Still full afterburner.
Really? I don't think it's afterburner, is it?
Or it has one heck of a contrail.
Oh, I'm trailing a lot of smoke. Yeah, that's absolutely true. That's absolutely true, but no, I'm not burning.
Ruining the environment one flight at a time.
Oh yeah. Well. Okay, now let's all do a little bit of math here. It says here total contents 29899 kilograms. 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. That was 20 kilograms right there. 20 kilos of fuel. Unbelievable. Now, nobody sees anything that looks like Seattle, right?
Be sure to take this out on your flight school's gas card, right?
Okay, let's see here. It says it's 311 magnetic to get to Amiki. I'm not making this up, but it's so wild. We are in the Cascade Mountains. Before you even realize it, there you are. Okay. All right, so set your watches here. ForeFlight is telling me we will be north of Everett. Oh, hang on. Let me press the button that says direct to Amiki. 291, 66 nautical miles. Okay, ground speed is 388. So we'll be there in 1/5? No, 1/20th? So we can go, we're going 389 an hour. We're going 39 miles every 6 minutes. So we'll be there in 12 minutes. We'll be in Everett in 12 minutes. Okay.
10,000 feet.
Yeah, it's
Feet off.
It's bizarre, but here, I tell you what, let's look at this. Aircraft fuel. Let me drag this out here for you. Center of gravity. There we go. Oh, wow, the trim is all wrong. Hang on a second.
Well, there you go.
Hey, flight engineer, do you want to maybe just trim for, like, actually flying?
Flight.
Oh, my God.
Not trimmed for level flight.
And of course, this thing has pumpable ballast tanks. It does. So what the engineer is doing is not only setting the elevons, but like turning on the pumps to like pump the ballast. Okay, now let's take a look at our aircraft. Is it straight and level? Much better.
But now you're off course.
Well,
It's
yeah.
better to be.
Well, yeah. Okay, 291 degrees magnetic is the heading. I'll tell you what, this mock hold has been a godsend, though. There we go. And we'll stay at 13,000. And heading of... I think we're exiting the Cascades. Yes, I do. $291. Oh. What are we doing? There we go.
Sync rate. Sync rate.
Oh, hush. Okay. There we go. Oh. Now that's some wind. Oh, Lord. All right. Okay, so folks, KBFI is actually, I'm going to just go ahead and say 30 miles off to my left. So as soon as I turn at Amiki, I'll be past Everett, and I'll need to be coming down to try to land. Now here's the tough part. I have to land at 0.5 Mach somehow. I'm going to need to probably see if the engineer can find some way to change the center of gravity on this aircraft so I can land it at something like less than 300 knots. Because right now, if I'm going 329 knots indicated airspeed and I've hit my aft center of gravity at less than 0.5 Mach, then basically he's telling me I have to land at 250 knots. That's not happening.
Boeing Field didn't need any tarmac anymore.
Not like just like I don't need any tires on this thing when I'm done.
Don't you want the guys in the big, fun silver fire suits?
What I want is a gigantic drogue chute that they packed behind this thing. Is there like a drag chute in this thing? Because if there is, I'll pull all the handles you've got.
It's not the space shuttle.
Fine.
I heard you have that as something you can fly.
I do. And I don't think fly is the right word. I think it's something that I can it's something that I can controlled glide down to an airfield and then stop.
I was gonna say you can roll into Texas instead of Boeing Field.
I will
land there.
If
White Sands and Polo Space Camp.
If we're going to fly the space shuttle, by God, we're going to land it at Boeing Field during the fly-in. Now, I haven't decided whether that's what we're going to do yet, and I'm not sure how many people that would would piss off, but...
Well, technically, the 10,000-foot runway is long enough to land the space shuttle. Technically. White Sands is also 10,000 feet, technically.
I will be sure to keep that in mind for the inquiry that's going to happen when I do this. Captain Cox, were you aware that the runway was only rated for civilian use? Technically, sir, the runway was 10,000 feet.
fly more than just civilian planes out of Boeing Field.
Well, that's true.
Just gonna say it. Just gonna say it.
You're
We
all
had our FA-18s about 2 weeks ago.
you're all coming to the inquest with me.
It's one of the
We'll
only
PSB with you.
it's one of the only places that's got a secure lockup to land some of those aircraft.
I see. 18 nautical miles to Amiki. It's weird to say this, but with 18 nautical miles to go, it's probably time to start our turn. Okay, so I'm going to try this. Flight engineer, trim for descent?
Trim to descent.
Oh, oh God. It is changing the ballast parameters.
But now your nose up.
Autopilot off.
Oh, that's all right.
Significantly nose up.
That's all right. I'm going to go ahead and cut the throttles, and I'm going to try to start coming down.
To your flight level?
It looks like, what is it, 110? No. Yeah, 110.
So 11,000 feet.
Yeah, now it's
As
flight.
you're dropping. You want to stay out of that airspace at KPA.
Oh. Oh, well. Son of
I
a...
think you're gonna miss it. I do.
Son
The
of a...
way you planned your route, you should miss that. But just be aware, if you overshoot your waypoint, you're gonna hit the. I think it's class Delta of KPAE.
It is Class Delta. You're right. I actually have to overshoot a Miki, or I will hit Class Delta airspace. Actually, so you're totally right. I do need to be careful about that. Oh boy. Okay. All right. Probably like 6 miles from a Miki at this point. So here we go. All right, I'm back to my like out of control area again. So I need to tell the engineer to trim for landing.
Fuel trim to landing.
I don't know if this is gonna work, guys. Do you see it? Do you see it? I see it. I think that's
What? A
K-
Mickey?
KBFI out the left-hand window.
I don't know about that, but maybe.
I don't know about that.
You are how many feet above the ground? And I'm used to flying at like maybe 3,500. Maybe.
I'm only 55. I'm only 5,500 feet above the ground at this point.
Remember the note about the 485 too.
I'm sinking like a lead balloon.
Yeah, you're gonna. Are you gonna go straight past Seattle? If you are, you're gonna run into some height limitations if you're dropping that.
Well, I'm gonna try to stay over Elliott Bay.
That'll be a pretty flight.
I think so too. Yeah, we'll stay positive.
I'm sure the museum has footage of the final Concorde flight at somewhere.
I start to realize I probably should have watched that before I did this. All right, now with our speed being as low as it is, I'm going to go
We'll
ahead.
just call you Captain Hindsight.
I'm going to go ahead and lower the nose.
There's your call sign for the stream, Hindsight.
Captain Hindsight? The support I feel from y'all is just overwhelming.
That's why Alec is your right seat.
I know. Nah, y'all are great. Don't even worry about it.
We're here for comedic relief, not support.
Y'all are great. So let's talk about the mistake Charles made. It's not KBFI. See, that's Everett. That's Payne Field.
Are you going into Payne?
Well, we're almost at 8
No, you
o'clock.
saw.
We're almost at 8 o'clock, so I'm going to have to.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're almost out of time. Though honestly, you're going how fast? 230 knots. You should get to Boeing Field in no time whatsoever.
I know, but it's going to be Payne Field today. We can do this.
Is Payne? Do you have to request entrance into Payne's airspace at all? I don't have my charts up in front of me.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, of course. Yeah, this is really important. Oh my God, what's my call sign?
We covered that hindsight.
I know.
Oh, you mean the tail number? Got it. You are BO. Show me that again.
It looks like GBOAC. So yeah, Golf Bravo Oscar Alpha Charlie.
BOAC was actually the Royal Airline.
Oh
The
yeah.
museum has a bunch of artifacts from it.
Oh yeah. I'm getting this really weird wobble. The tail is responding to the wind. My God.
Is it pulling tonight's METAR?
Yes it is. Yeah, this is real world
yeah.
weather.
Then you probably have a nasty crosswind.
Oh, that's good. All right. Gear down. This is going to be a very low approach.
3 mile final runway 16
Yeah,
right of
looking,
Kilo Papa Alpha
so
Echo.
you have,
Warning, airport not in current route.
8. You have a few at 2,800, broken at 48.
What's the wind direction,
Broken-
co-pilot?
Oh,
I think it's 280, isn't it?
oh, you have
500.
some nasty winds.
Oh, good God.
300.
There's some nasty winds looking like they're coming from
Some nasty winds.
the south at 24 miles an hour, so 21 knots, gusting to 34 miles an hour, so 30 knots.
They're coming from the south, you said?
Coming from the south, so they're coming straight at you, bud.
That's great. We're actually landing into a headwind. I'm really excited about that.
Your visibility is 8 statute miles.
My visibility is awful. Oh, my God.
20.
Your ceiling's 4,800. You've been flying IFR, bud. Your ceiling's 4,800 feet AGL. There's a few clouds at 2,800 feet, broken clouds at 4,800 feet, and overcast at 8,000.
I feel like something happened here I don't understand.
And also light rain. So you've been flying solidly IFR.
You like hop and skip in the grass and back up?
Something has happened that I don't understand to this aircraft. Oh, I see. I see what's happening here, yes.
You have bounce mode on. Oh boy.
Well, how do I tell it I want nose down mode?
Can't you just throttle down?
I've been doing that for the last 90
There you go.
seconds.
There you go. Good job.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, I'm just going to go park over here by this B-52 and we're going to talk about old times and how it used to be so much easier.
So fun fact, that's our B-52.
No way. It got moved to the museum. That's the one.
Well, that's where the restoration center is.
And that's the restoration center. So you ended up back at the museum, but yes, that is our B-52 that is down at the Vietnam Memorial Park. But you re-landscaped all of Payne Field. Good job.
Thank you very much. And I'm serious. You cannot write this stuff. We literally landed this Concorde right next to the B-52 that ended up at the Museum of Flight. My God. And it's only 2 minutes past 8. I'm still on time. Engineer, shut down my engines. I think I'm going to I think I'm going to stick with the Diamond DA40, everybody.
You should try that Cirrus though. It would be a lot of fun to see it's a side stick
Oh,
instead
yeah.
of a.
I like it. I like it. I will do that. I will do that.
We should see if we can get Peter Morton to take you up for a Young Eagles flight in the SR20 that's out at BIFA.
Oh, very nice. I'd like that. There we go. System shut down. One of you all knows how to do the parking brakes on this thing. Stop. All right, we'll put the visor up and maybe we'll just pass out a few extra bags of those peanuts back there. There we go. Got my Miami Vice shades on. Looking pretty good. All right, everybody. That's going to do it for this stream, and I swear next time we're going to be back in a plane I can actually fly. Workup tomorrow, 7 o'clock, and don't forget to tune in May 6th at noon for the GiveBIG Boeing Field Fly-In, where I will not be flying a Concorde, at least not for the entire time. Thanks, folks.
Night.